Hi, my name is Kelly Hadlin with Compass Equipment. Have you ever wondered how tall buildings get built and how they take all the little pieces from the ground and lift them up in the air? Well, it couldn't be done without cranes, just like this one. And today we're going to learn how cranes work. What we see here is a luffing jib tower crane. This crane is configured up about 120 feet tall right now to the part where the crane is swinging. Right now he's swinging to the right. The operator's up there in the cab taking signals from somebody.
25 feet off the deck, slow it down, looking good.
And you can see that the whole upper part of the machine is swinging and the lower part is fixed. That's called the tower or the mast. The part sticking up to the left at a 45-degree angle, that's called the jib. That's what lifts all the loads up. That holds everything in place. Cranes use pulleys to help lift heavy loads with a lot less effort. The reason pulleys make our lives a lot easier is that it cuts down on the force required to lift a load. So to lift a load without a pulley, it requires full force of whatever weight you're picking. But as you wrap the rope around a pulley system, the load is cut in half because now we're sharing the load between two different pieces. Here we have a 55-pound weight, and if I try and lift it without a pulley, I have to lift up really hard to pick this, pulling 55 pounds. It takes a lot of force. But if I use this pulley, it cuts the load in half. Now I can easily just pull down with 25 pounds of force, half the weight, and it's much easier to lift. Pulleys are used in more than just cranes. Can you think of examples in your everyday life where you see pulleys in action? Some real-world examples of pulleys in everyday life would include flagpoles, the blinds in your house, garage door openers, and even elevators that take people up and down. Let me show you how pulleys are used on a crane. There's these pendants going up to the top of the jib that are using pulleys to cantilever all of the forces. So if you look at the top of the jib in the upper left and you see these pennant bars coming down off to the right, you'll see these white pulleys up there, and all those white pulleys have a wire rope going through them, making mechanical advantage to be able to lift that jib up and down. Okay, this is called the load block. This is what picks everything up. This does most of the work. So anytime the customer wants to pick up a big heavy load, he'll hook up some rigging, which I'll show you in a minute, down on this hook, and that's how we lift things up. This big load block here, it's heavy. It weighs 2,600 pounds just by itself. And you need that extra weight so that when the operator is moving the drum and the rope is coming off the drum, there's something pulling it down. Otherwise, the rope would just never make it to the ground. It's also being held up by this wire rope. So this steel rope is made up of a bunch of tiny little strands of wires, but all these little strands of wires are woven on top of each other to get to a big diameter steel. This rope is very strong. There's no way we could break it. This block right here can pick on its own up to 55,000 pounds. This wire rope comes down and it goes over this pulley right here, and then it goes up over pulleys on top of the crane. And this pulley is also what's helping hold the load right here in place with this big shaft. So I'll demonstrate how a load might be picked up. Bill, if we can have him hoist up just a couple of feet, make the hook about eye level for me.
All right, go ahead, just boom up, hold the load.
You can see the wire rope and all these pieces right here are all just gonna come up some. Right now there's a big drum turning up on top of the crane that's winding rope onto the drum, so it's just lifting it up. It's not just me pushing with my finger. That's good, Bill, thank you. So this is called the hook, and you can see how big it is. It's got this safety latch on it. It can swivel freely on its own so that if the load starts spinning, it doesn't spin the crane. So when it's time for the riggers to put something on, they'll put a piece of rigging, and this could just go right here over the hook. And then this could come down and hook onto something with some shackles. Okay, so if this was picking a real load, this would start to come under extreme tension right now. And once it's fully tensioned, the operator is free to go fast. Let's go ahead and go up as fast as we can. Coming up. Well, that's all we have for today. I hope you learned something about how cranes work, and next time you're driving around and see either a tall building or a tall crane, you'll think back and remember how pulleys work and how cranes lift things up.